So, hi everyone. This is Kirti again in the series where I'm going to talk about how other people, not me only, but other ladies started into spiritual practices. And today I have Christina, and she is going to talk about her journey into spirituality. So, hi Christina, how are you doing?
Hi, I am very good. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me on your show.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your abundant views with our viewers. So, the first question is introduce yourself. Let us all know about you.
Right. My name's Christina Franz. I live here in Alabama in the United States. I have three beautiful children, two boys and a girl. And I am a spiritual healer. I am a Reiki master, but I like to use actually mostly now just my gifts of light language and stuff, or my abilities. I like using my channeling gifts and bringing
Mm,
channeled messages also for people from the divine, asking questions for them or even channeling for them personally. And I'm also a life coach. I like to say spiritual development like life coach because
mm.
mine all revolves around spirituality and God. Even though I'm not judgment, like if you don't practice or believe in God, I'm not even going to judge anybody. I'm still there to help. but
That's good.
and that's what I do. Well, I also have one other job too. I also that God brought into my life, and I love it. It's oh gosh, sorry, now I'm getting all tongue tied. It's I
No
work
problem.
actually for a company that sells life insurance, but we actually are able to bring a more abundant like lifestyle to people. And they kind of revolutionized the whole life insurance industry. And so it's kind of fun to be a part of it and get to help communities grow like that too as well.
Oh, that's awesome. So, you are doing it as a business, healing, and as well as you are into job. That's awesome. So, let's all dive into the question that how did you start it, or what was that first point that nudge you to be a Reiki healer or get into spiritual practices?
Yes, it was about like 3.5 years ago. I had my own spiritual awakening. And at that time, I was a broken mess. Like, I did not have an easy life by any means. Nobody understands how I'm actually still standing here today, and especially with a smile on my face every day and as positive as I am. And I don't even know how I really did. But at a point where I was falling apart, God came into my life, and he kind of just walked me down this journey. He told me, we're going to make your foundation strong now, where no more darkness can get in, no more bad. And he kept his word. Like, we definitely did that. But I think healing myself along the journey really inspired me to help others. I always have been driven to help people. I've always loved it. But this, like, healing myself and seeing how profound it is, and then realizing how everybody around me is just broken and damaged. Everybody's just trying to get by as best as they can. And so now having all this like wisdom that came back to me and knowledge, I wanted to share it with everybody else, the people that maybe don't have all that but need help and want guidance, because I felt so much better once I did heal and go through this journey. And who wouldn't want that for everybody else?
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. When you learn something beautiful, you want to share it with people. So, as you said that you had your own miseries, your own problems. Um, at that moment, did you used to feel that you need to follow something, and you had you been stopping yourself from following that path?
I got
Like,
in my head a lot. I think
mhm.
everybody does. It's that fear, and as soon as you're trying to do something new, you get that ego stepping in and telling you, like, oh, no, you'll start it tomorrow, or don't listen to that. So it's a lot. I think that's the biggest struggle with us all spiritually is the mind. That is going to be your biggest tackle in this world. And people, you really don't understand just how much it controls you and just how strong and powerful it is. I literally had experiences before that you would think nobody in this world could ever forget. And I did. I woke up the next day, it was like it never happened. And then like a few months down the line, this like the same circumstance happened again. And I remembered, I'm like, how did I forget that? And then it happened again. I forgot it. And it was a big process, but that's how strong and powerful your mind is. They just keep you on repeat every single day. And
Yeah.
so you have to make that constant like effort to keep track of your thoughts, what you're saying to yourself. And that's really what helped me too, is I like making videos of myself. Whenever you sit here and you are making a recording and you tell yourself everything that you are, really it's
Hmm.
who you are once you boil down to it, once you take all the mask and everything off. But say whatever you want in this life, make your affirmations. But when you do it in a video and you watch it every day in the morning and at night, it strengthens that thing coming into reality so much more. When your higher self is watching their self say this every day, it just is so much more powerful than your normal affirmations that you say to yourself. So I think that's one thing that really helped me with
This is
reprogramming the mind and
this
kind of
is
taking
so
back control.
beautiful. This is so beautiful. I'm sorry for cutting you. I would love to know what you do, as you are saying that uh, every morning you create a video and then check it out
No,
at
I'll
the
only do
evening.
one.
What do you do?
I'll create just one. Um, and it's good, usually to reprogram your mind, you want to do it like 30 days. I always just say 30 days, but it's like 20
Mhm.
something. And then one way is like 40 something. I'm so bad at remembering what it is, but so I just always do 30 days, but you can make a video just for that time that you watch. You can watch the same one over and over again for that month. And I usually do it in the
Okay.
morning when I wake up and then
Mhm.
before I go to bed, and you're getting that constant affirming
Okay.
going on. And it's just, they say the power behind it and the quickness too that it comes in. Sometimes it does not take that long. And right now there has been a big shift in our reality. Now things are being
Yes,
able to, like, you speak them, they're happening like this. So
exactly.
I think just with seeing each other, like, since I found out that was such a, it strengthens it. That's something you could really bring things into life so much quicker. So that's why I
Yeah.
always do that, and it's worked really well for me so far.
Okay. So during in that video, what do you do? Do you do say just like I'm the best, I am worthy, or something like that? Do you do in this way?
Even like what I want for the future,
Okay.
I affirm it as if I already have it. And that's the key, to everything. You want to know that you have it here and now. It is hard. And that's where I
Hmm.
think the video kind of helps too, because it's affirming it so strongly every day. And you get in that pattern of believing it and doing it every day. It becomes a programmed habit.
That's
And,
true.
but that's really, oh God, I lost my spot there for a second. Sorry about that. I totally forgot what I was saying. I was thinking of something else. Yeah, so that's like really the best thing I think anybody could do. And what was your question again? I just, yeah, I've got totally in my head.
No problem. I wanted to just know what you record in the video so that if
Okay.
one of our viewers want to do that, they can start this practice. This is
Thank you.
beautiful practice.
So yes, what I do, like, if even if what I want for the future, I have it, I got this beautiful new car, it'd be like a Toyota Tacoma or whatever I want, put the details and you want to visualize it. I always visualize in my mind too as I'm saying it as well, because that's strengthening it. Everything's
Hmm.
about visualization. And you want to always make sure you're affirming you have it now. One of the key things is whenever you're making any affirmations or you're trying to manifest anything, make sure your intentions are in line with higher vibrations. If you want more money, but you come at it as, I just don't want to be poor,
Hmm.
you are actually going to create that very thing that you do not want. And you also have to feel like you got to say like you're abundant now. But one good way is to speak it. I raise my vibrations. Now I want my money and my finances to match my high vibrations as well. That is something you can create. So you just always got to
Hmm.
make sure you're not coming from a place of fear. And a new
That's
thing that
true.
came to me this week that I'm trying to implement now every day, that's beautiful, is actually just know you have everything already. You're already whole and complete. You're perfect just how you are. Everything, there is no war. There is already peace here. Like
Hmm.
these things that you want, know it. It is hard because you don't see it around you, but if you can control yourself and train yourself to think, like, truly believe in it every day, this is how we change the reality for so many people.
Yeah, that's true. When this war started, I stopped thinking about war and what is going on for them, because that way I'm giving my energy into something negative, I would say. I always thought that everything is going perfect. Every person is, no one is hurt, and every person is living perfectly, just like us. I always amplify that feeling because that helps giving up the negativity and spreading positivity and joy. I love what you said. This is beautiful, seriously, worth note taking. And Christina, I want to ask you, like, we are on almost same level of spirituality. Like, we are into it for few years or something like that. But when we talk about spirituality, people say you might be doing it for so long, that's why you are talking like this. What do you think that when a person is starting, like my viewers or your viewers, if they are watching you for the first time, how are you different from the first time you started doing it and now?
I love this because actually I've been realizing it lately. Like now I'm so confident in what I believe and what I know.
Hmm.
And I am so not scared to share it now. Like before I
Hmm.
still shared it, but you know, you're kind of on the edge, you didn't share it much or just with certain people. And then I realized like each time I shared, I seen all of a sudden there were so many circumstances where there was somebody that was like kind of on the verge of awakening. They were getting like all these intuitive things and ideas, but they didn't have anybody to talk to. And they didn't want anybody to think they're crazy. So all of a sudden when I was openly speaking about this stuff, I it woken them, I got to help them awaken. And when I
Hmm.
seen like if I was silent, I wouldn't have got to do that. And so that made me stop caring what other people think. God kept telling me that, like, don't worry. All those people that say you're crazy or whatever, they're going to come back to you one day soon because I'm going to give them a reason to believe. And they're going to say they're sorry and then they're going to ask for your help. So I'm like, okay, but I thought it was going to be much bigger. I pictured like it's going to be something the whole world sees at once that makes them a believer. No, we make everything so much bigger than what it is and harder. He has been doing that though in my life, single-handedly, person by person. He's come into their life and made something happen. You know, like they could have demonic energies going on in their home or this, and they're all coming to me for help. And I've changed their life. Even my own mother, my God, she thought I was insane. And I swear she was going to lock me in a hospital. And now God has given her so many reasons to believe. And now he's working through her. Now she's actually changed her life and he keeps
Hmm.
bringing people to me through her and she's just like blown away and I'm like, now you're working for God, how do you like it?
Exactly.
I don't know, this is just the beauty of what we do, but I've been realizing lately I'm so now I just like talk like everybody else knows what I know. It's so bad. And these people are like dumbfounded, like this is a lot of information, how do I take it in? And I'm just like, it's nothing now, everybody knows this stuff. I'm just
I know that feeling. I know. This is so, I mean, I had to tell people that once I was there, I just keep doing it. And that's why I am here talking about it so freely. Because in the starting, as you said, my mom used to say, when I first read the book of Louis L. Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. That was the first book that hit me hard. And when I used to tell her or my father that whatever you think is going to happen, she used to say, "Oh my God, if there is a tiger in front of you and going to eat you, will you say there's no tiger, and will it happen?" She was so what is the word, she didn't believe in me or that those words. And now after so many years, almost 15 to 20 years, she is now helping me, sharing my knowledge and sharing everyone that she is working totally on this thing, healing thing, as a business. She is helping me, so I can understand that what you are saying, I can totally correlate with that.
that
Okay,
is
so
beautiful. That is
I
beautiful.
know. So, Christina, when you started, uh, did it ever happen that you wanted to say, "Oh no, why am I walking onto this path? Why am I doing all these things? And I want to go back. I don't want to do this. The past life, the normal life was better." Had it ever happened to you?
No, no.
No,
My old life was not better.
I
It was
know.
not. I'm one of those people like each lifetime I'm a master. So like I know me, even my personality in this life, I'm like, I so would sign up for all the hard stuff. Like I'd be like, I can take it. Come on, bring it on. And that's exactly what I did. So I had literally like my life was bad. Like just, you know, you have a big heart too. Anybody, any of us, we have a huge heart. And we're dealing with a world like the way God explained it to me. I'm one with him. You know, he's like, one day he was like, Christina, you didn't have people there for you because you don't
Hmm.
need them. You are whole and complete. You have me. They don't have me. They are not whole and complete and are broken. And that's why they need you. And that's why you're there. And that kind of changed my whole, it helped me heal. It helped me forgive. It helped me really realize my role here. But I've always loved helping people. So it was like when this came and I seen how it helped me, I just always knew this was my path and it's the only way, you know, and I'm a walking testimony for how it works. And just like I tell people, they don't want to believe you because everything we've had impounded in us our whole life, you know, we're made to fear God. So the biggest thing is people don't want to change their beliefs on him. I get it. That's why they designed the system that way, because they wanted you to be like that into it. So I'm like, just leave spirituality out of it. Leave God out of it. You cannot tell me that anything we don't teach is not only for the greatest good of everybody. It cannot
Hmm.
hurt anybody, and it can only help us grow as a society. So
Hmm.
why not try it out? Why not take on these new
Yeah.
habits and try to be us evolve as a race and try to be better people? And
Yeah.
I don't think anybody can prove any point against that. Like, I'm sorry. It's just
That's, yes,
everything we
that's
do is just better for everybody, everyone.
That's true. That's true. So, what is the, like I say that I'm not religious person, I am a spiritual person. And whenever I connect to any of the gods and goddesses like Shiv, Lord Shiv, Goddess Kali, these are my family. Or I connect to Lord Ganesh, I call him my friend Ganu. I call him Ganu actually. So I did a YouTube video about this religiousness versus spirituality, and I talk about more into it that I connected to many gods and goddesses. Like I connected to Apollo, Isis, and goddess Ishel. She, I mean, I connected to so many god and goddesses that I feel that I'm connecting to them as energy. So what are your point of view about religiousness and spirituality? What do you
I
think?
I'm an ordained minister, but
Okay.
I don't follow religion anymore. You know, I don't like to give myself a label for that. I say I'm spiritual because God said that is of him. Religion was made by man.
Hmm.
Spirituality is of God. That is something that you can't be created. It is creation. It is
Hmm.
creation, you know? And so that's what I support. And like, I love it. I'm just the same as you. I didn't realize that everybody else isn't doesn't really do this a lot of times whenever they like their team that they work with. Like, I'm not Hindu or anything, and I wasn't raised with that. I was raised under Jesus, but all of a sudden I had
Hmm.
all these Hindu gods coming through and working with me, and I embraced it, you know. And I didn't realize a lot of people don't have that, but I guess I built those relationships over my different lifetimes, so they're all here in support of me, and I've been in some of them in lifetimes, you know, so that they're all like little fractals of myself. So I love it. Why not have more support and help on this journey? You know, especially you've had a hard life. Why not take support and help? We are all in this together. These people are here helping and
Yes.
guiding us because we are here for a higher purpose. So
Hmm.
they're that support coming from above. You know, they're helping make sure we get where we're going. And if you don't listen, you know, how can they help you? You're going to have a lot more turns on that little road, you know, that little side road where you think it's easy, but it's not. It's got a hard lesson. It takes you forever to get back over to
Hmm.
here. Like, I like to take that way.
I
You
love
know,
that.
so
Yeah.
I always am somebody that embraces somebody's help. Like, is somebody more experienced than me? If you got some, please, because I don't like learning the lessons. Like, I don't want to have to go down that road. I'll learn from you. So
Yeah,
I love those
exactly.
relationships.
That's a beautiful point that you said that if someone has a better knowledge than me, I would go to them. That is true point. And I motivate people not to stay stuck. Like I did most of the things into spirituality on my own after my father's death. He died in 2012, and I knew that he's not going to survive. I saw Lord Shiv so surreal that I can say he was standing just right there. So my father had to die. Actually, it was his time, but that journey hit me so hard. That moment hit me so hard that I had to dive into spirituality. And most of the time, I did everything on my own. And now I feel that something when my son repeats those things, I say you have to start doing meditation. And that's why I say I ask everyone to work with someone, work with a person who had been through all of this, right? What do you want to say about this?
That's why we've been going through these lessons. That's why we've been here. God taught me you've been coming here since the beginning this planet started. And it was to experience every pain, every trauma, every heartache. Because then now by this lifetime, I've healed myself from I came into this lifetime with no karma and I'm going out with no karma. But like I have now, since I'm like that, all the skills and capabilities to help anybody else with anything else they're going through. There's nothing that they can say that they have experienced that I can't help them heal from. And I
Hmm.
think that's profound, and I see in my journey, that's exactly who God brings to me. Like anybody that comes my way to help, it's somebody that like I've lived that same situation. So I know exactly where it's like instant,
Yes.
that's where I know how to help them. And I love that, and that makes them feel more comfortable because you can relate to them. And that's the thing, who
Hmm.
can help you if they've never lived through it? And
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
kind of beautiful. I realized recently, this is what we do. Like we literally in our last lifetime, we lower our vibrations. We make sure we get karma just so we can incarnate down here into these lower energies. If we had a Brady Bunch life and we were all in the light the whole time, do you really think you would have been able to do anything? Like you wouldn't have been able to help anybody because you don't know what they're going through. You could relate.
Wow.
And how can we infiltrate the darkness if we're never in it or don't know anything about it? So, yes, it's hard, but we picked this, guys. Like, we did this to ourselves. We wanted to be here because it's where we were needed. Those people in the light don't need us, they're in the light, but these people are
Yeah.
suffering down here that don't know God. And so, what does God do? He puts himself right there. We're his tools. He's using us to
Hmm.
go out there and shine his light for all these others and
Hmm.
give them hope and show them the way. And I just think that, I mean, there's nothing more beautiful than that. There really isn't. And like when I hear that, like I've ended generational curses for my family, not just my children, but whole lineages and whole tribes and everything, like that is profound. I said, I'll sign up for it all again. Like, I don't care. And that's what we all do before we come here. We say, like, this is what we want to do because we don't like seeing people suffer.
Oh my God, this opens my eyes as well. I mean, I, whatever you said, I knew it, but I didn't have words or I was not able to put it into words. This is awesome. This is beautiful. So, Christina, how do you entered into light language? Like you were Reiki healer, you are a Reiki healer, and I think you started with Reiki. How did you
Mhm.
get into light language?
I felt guided. I can start to tell now after being on this journey, pretty much when they're showing me something that I need to pay attention to, like when you're leveling up and like, okay, now you need to go and we need to start learning about this. So like for 2 months though, like I didn't know how to dive into it. I really didn't have a lot of extra money then to spend on some course that I kept seeing out there for light language. And so I just kept on trying to search every day and find something. I didn't really get anywhere on it. And then one day I just happened to notice I was on Facebook and it was somebody else's post about light language. They were asking a question. And there was a lady on there that you could just tell she knew what she was talking about.
Hmm.
She's very skilled in this. So I wrote her. I just decided to write her in my head. I heard my higher self just saying, "Write her. What could it hurt? See if she'll work with you." So I
Hmm.
did, and it took about 2 weeks till I heard back from her. And she was like, "Yes, I'll work with you. That's fine, And she's like, "I take donations," and I was like, "This is amazing." I had no clue what I was getting into going into it. I did not know what to expect or anything. And it was absolutely amazing. My life has never been the same since. Every day is
Hmm.
just magical. And it's been like going home. I went home. I never knew what home felt like until that day. It drew me to tears when I realized that. Like I never knew what home felt like until that moment. And it
Hmm.
was because my star family was contacting me and giving me these messages. And like all of a sudden, it just that feeling of home for the first time in like 36 years was so profound. And my whole body the whole time was just tingling. Oh my God, it was like I stuck my finger in a light socket or something. Just like it was insane. And like within like 10 minutes on this call, I'm speaking a language I never heard of, like never spoke, never, don't know where it's coming from or how I'm saying it. And it's
Mm.
like, how do you deny any of this then? God already gave me plenty of reasons before then. I tell people, yeah, you have to have blind faith. But once you walk the walk and you show you're faithful, he gives you a reason
Mm.
not to have blind faith anymore.
Mm.
And that was another confirmation for that day. Like I just started speaking some language. I have no clue what I'm even saying or where it came from, but it's happening. But it
Mm.
was profound. And I'm like sitting there telling her, all of a sudden a conversation, I started telling her about it back in Atlantis. And um, right at the time at the end and stuff, like, because I was removed from the planet beforehand. I didn't, die with everybody or anything. And I didn't go to any other cities afterwards. I was removed from here. And I was telling her the story of that because it was like a trauma left in my soul because knowing that I was leaving and what's happening to everybody. And she was one of the people there with me too. She's also a wisdom keeper, and she's like, we were very best friends. And like, so we
Sorry.
were just telling her the story in light language. It was beautiful, like, and just having
Mm.
that connection again. And ever since then, it's just, now when I go up to people, I know instantly that soul, like out of nowhere, all of a sudden, I'm just like, I know you. Like, we've been friends forever. Like, I'm all of a sudden, I know all this stuff that I have no clue how I know. And then the first person after that, I was so in tune with my higher self. It was amazing. And I just follow it every day. I go online, I go on Facebook on the groups and trying to help. And if I know what post I'm supposed to write, and I just answer. And it's always
Mm.
been the most profound life changing experiences when I do it, and leading me to all of my soul tribe.
Mm.
And the very first person ended up being like, she's like my best friend now. And I think it's Sadi from
Yeah,
the
yeah,
meditation group.
Siddhi.
Yes.
Yes.
So and she was my
Okay.
translator, very first person I activated for her gifts, and she was my translator. So it was beautiful. We're like the perfect team. And like this every day it just keeps growing more and more in my family now and soul tribe. So and the
That's
changes I make in
beautiful.
people's life is profound. Oh my God.
Mm.
Like the tears I've seen, the just tears of pure joy and happiness, and I know what it feels like. And so it
Mm.
inspires me to do it more every day because I know what it feels like for me. So
Yeah.
I so want that for everybody else. Like if I could bring it to them, I'm doing it because it's so amazing.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I started with dragons. One of my friend was holding a meditation group. I think in 2017, I think, and she walked us into a meditation where we connected to our dragon guide. So I started with drawing all the dragon codes, and when people started saying that that changed their life, I remember one of the lady actually put it as a tattoo over here, and she sent it to me, and I still post it with all my codes. Yeah, so I entered into light code through dragons, and the I want to share it because I keep sharing it. The first time I connected to dragons, I said I don't want to work with dragons because they are horrible. and and actually my dragon guide said, you are me and I am you. That blew up my mind, and I started that journey. That was awesome, actually.
They could be
So
twin flames. They could be your twin flame.
yes.
And the first time I met mine, like I seen mine and like I went to another reality and like mine was amazing. I guess it helped me because mine was singing and he was singing a really cool song and he was just, it
Oh
was
my
just
god.
like I fell in love with him. He was like, I'm a protector. I fly around. I'm protecting everybody all the time. And just like, he was cool. He sings. I'm like, I like this guy. I couldn't hate
I know.
dragons then. I was just like, they're so cool.
I know. Whenever I say it, I think on this shoulder or on this shoulder, whenever I call him, he comes to one of my shoulders, and I can feel him here. So that is awesome. If you have to leave one word for someone who is not ready to get into meditation or any spiritual, anything related to connecting to their soul, what is that one thing that you want to share to the world?
What are you afraid of? Why? Why not? Are you afraid to be a better person? Are you afraid that your life could be better? What
Hmm.
harm could it do you? You can't be any worse than where you are now. And sometimes the scariest things, we don't like getting out of our comfort zone. We want to stay comfortable. But what we don't realize is what we hold on to thinking it brings us comfort. It doesn't. Most of us, like the people that hold on to a relationship, well, that you're fighting all the time, you're not happy and all this. Why are you holding on to it thinking it makes you comfortable? When really, if you just got brave enough for that 1 second, gave it a try, you would see actually your life. You start actually becoming free. Like you feel better because that weight's lifted off you. You're not always fighting and bringing that negative energy in. And then what do you know? Now you've opened yourself up to maybe where God could bring that right partner into your life if it was meant for, if that's what you're wanting. And you find all of a sudden now you are comfortable. You become comfortable in your own skin. You don't you don't even need anybody and you realize that. But then you're open at that point, like, okay, only when the right person comes. So like always the thing that is really going to shoot your life into that right direction and just be a wonderful thing for you, it's always on the other side of that. But you got to try it. Don't let the only thing to fear is fear itself. There's a reason why they had that saying because it is true. That's the only thing you can fear because when you let in fear, you lower your vibrations and you let in darkness. You know, God is there. We are protected. He will keep you safe. As long as you don't fear, there's nothing to fear. God will provide for you. You are abundant. You can have anything you want. You are a creator. Go create it. Don't be afraid and keep yourself trapped in
Hmm.
lower energies and just unhappiness. Don't fear what's actually meant for you and going to be amazing. Why would you fear that? But that's what your mind's telling you because they want to keep you in that same pattern. It just keeps you living repeat every day. You're like a robot.
Exactly. Hmm.
Choose to take your power back and live life. It's amazing when you do that. You're not just like, I'm so like anti like routine and stuff. That like I'm like I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Who knows? Like God could bring me here. God, like my career's changed like twice this year. Besides healing, I still do healing, but He's brought me other directions because I was needed here. And now this place over here is gonna help me like create a beautiful life where I will be able to help so many other people and create things in this world. And so it's like I just like God steer the ship, and I'm there ready to work. And it's been amazing. And now my mom said it too one day. She's like, I never know what's gonna happen. I'm like, yeah, welcome to living. She's like, you're right. I wasn't living before, but this is great. I'm like, yeah. Don't
Exactly.
fear it. Like the only thing you can fear is not doing it. Fear what's gonna happen if you stay stuck, like doing the same thing
Hmm.
every day, day after day, for even another 20, 30 years, 40 years. Like, who wants that? I did it.
Yeah.
And that's why I threw my all into this. Like everything I had, I threw into this. And it was the best decision I ever made in my life. And I would never regret it for a second. I don't regret anything, but like still that was my savior.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so true. Fear keeps us stuck everywhere in our life. And when we feel that there is something we should not take steps for, it is fear, nothing else. That's awesome. That's a beautiful interview with you, Christina. And I would love to bring you back for more information. So thank you so much for being here. And I love it. Thank you everyone who is watching her. Where I am talking about how you have to start onto the spiritual journey one day. Why not this day is that one day? Start with a little meditation by just breathing in and breathing out. And that's all you have to do. I'm not asking two big things to do. Just breathe in and let it out. That's all. So if you want to know more about Christina, there is a link in the description and you can check it out. Also, if you want to see all the videos in the series, make sure to check it out. Everything is in description and I will meet you in another video. Live in life, enjoy life and have fun.